everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we have some important news out of the state of California, where former Republican Representative Michelle Steel has officially announced she will not be seeking a comeback campaign in 2026 against Democratic incumbent Derek Tran. Now, if you're kind of a long-time returning viewer of mine, you'll know I covered this race in depth in the following days and weeks after the 2024 election, as this was one of the last remaining contests happening in the 2024 elections in California's 45th Congressional District. I think it ended up going around a month after the election for this race to officially be called. Once everything was said and done, the Democrat Derek Tran defeated the Republican incumbent Michelle Steel by just about 600 votes in a super close race. Now, just to show you where this race actually is, obviously it's in the state of California, and you would have to zoom in a lot to know exactly where it is, but this district is going to be right here, sort of around the LA area. And Tran ended up winning 0.21% versus Michelle Steel, getting 158,264 votes, Michelle Steel getting 157,611, 50.1% to 49.99%. I mean, you really can't get any closer than this for an election. Now, this district is a very competitive district. When you look at the Cook PVI for this, it's only listed at Democrat +1 as of 2025. So this is going to be one of the closest races to watch for. And for the 2026 congressional map, the consensus rankings on 270towin.com have this race listed as a toss-up. So now, obviously, that's the Cook Political Report as well. The 2026 rankings also has it as a toss-up. So as redistricting gets talked about in the House right now, as that's a very hot topic and such, a lot of these other races, like this one in California, are very close and important to watch for the 2026 House elections and which party will hold the majority. Now, if California were able to redistrict, maybe they are able to redistrict this one to becoming more of a solid Democratic district. But for now, based on the current map, this is going to be one of the hotly most watched contested House matchups in the country for 2026. However, we now know that Michelle Steel will not be running in this race. I think the Republicans are still going to be pretty competitive in this district, but Michelle Steel likely would give the Republicans a stronger chance at winning than another Republican who has not proven they can win this district before. Derek Tran, the U.S. representative, who is the incumbent, is still a potential candidate. He's not officially said if he'll be running again, but in most instances, I assume the incumbent will run again until they say they are not going to. Cook Politico, Inside Elections, Sour Crystal Ball all have this race listed as a toss-up, and as I mentioned, this district, which was super close in 2024, will play a very critical role in determining the margin of victory for the U.S. House of Representatives for either the Republicans or Democrats in 2026. Now, obviously, as I mentioned, with redistricting and everything possibly happening on the House side of things right now for 2026, everything's kind of up in the air for looking at the 2026 House map, how things could go, who's running against who, which district is where. Things are very much still chaotic, but looking at the 21 closely watched races for 2026, according to the consensus rankings, on that, Sabato's Crystal Ball has it 1 of 19, Cook Politico has it 1 of 18, Inside Elections has it 1 of 11. So this is going to be a very close race to watch for no matter who you ask. And this news that Michelle Steel is not running, I think is certainly very significant and one that's probably coming as welcome news for a lot of Democratic supporters and Democratic insiders that Michelle Steel will not try and run for this race. Just in case you're unaware, the current House composition, as of this current point in time, Republicans hold about 220 seats, Democrats hold 215, with that district narrowly being in the Democratic category in that close election. The Democrats hold that seat. Now, if the Republicans are able to win that, that would get the Republicans up to then 221 seats. So I'll just go in here real quickly and just assign it to the Republicans if I can get it here. I clicked on the wrong one. I'll just zoom in the area. It's probably easier just to do it this way. I was trying not to have to zoom in, but here we go. This would get the Republicans to 221, Democrats 214. So this could be a very significant win if the Republicans are able to flip this seat back to the Republican category. And after only 600 votes, who's to say that they can't do that? Now, if the Democrats, if Derek Tran is able to hold on here and win this race, well, then that would certainly be very significant for the Democrats, and the Democrats would then not be too far off flipping the U.S. House. Republicans have 220, Democrats 215 on the current map. Now, again, as I mentioned, you're not going to know for sure what the map will look like for 2026 if any of these House maps get redistricted. Ohio and Texas is looking like they're probably going to redistrict, and we'll have to wait and see how the Democrats respond from there. This is certainly going to be a very close race to watch for in 2026 if things remain the same. Now, for the House district in California's 45th district, I am going to pull up the election results to show you a more in-depth look at how this district broke down. Because this was a very close district, and I want to give the election results in this one justice. This district was only broken up by two counties, Orange County and County Los Angeles. Now, the populations here, Orange County made up a clear majority of votes in this district. Roughly of the 315,875 votes, Orange County had about 281,969 of them, so nearly 282,000 votes in Orange County. This district of Los Angeles, which the city of Los Angeles is split up into several congressional districts, it voted for, their voted total votes, 33,906 votes. Now, Orange County voted for Michelle Steel by a 1.3% overall population, and that gave Michelle Steel a net gain of 142,771 votes to Derek Tran's 139,198. So roughly 3,600 votes or 3,500 votes separated Michelle Steel and Derek Tran in Orange County. Now, 50.6%, 49.4% for Tran, it was not enough of a margin for Michelle Steel to win Orange County by only this little. Because this part of Los Angeles, even though it only had 33,000 votes, the margins of victory of a 12-point win for Derek Tran ended up giving him 19,066 votes to Michelle Steel's 14,840. Roughly 4,200 votes net gain in this Los Angeles district. So 4,200 minus that about 3,600 or so gives you that's roughly 600 vote difference in this very close, hotly contested district. So when you see the race being this close, and it was a super close race, 600 votes, for the Republican Michelle Steel to have won this election, she needed to get more votes out of Orange County. Because she could try to get more margins out of Los Angeles, but it's a lot easier to get Republican votes out of Orange County than to get more Republican votes out of Los Angeles. And seeing as Orange County is a lot larger in terms of population, Michelle Steel needed more votes out of Orange County to make up that 600 vote or so difference that happened between across this district. And just to show you how this race voted in 2022, I'm not just making this up. We actually saw this district play out that way in 2022, where the Republican was able to get a larger win here. In this district in 2022, Michelle Steel got 52.4% district-wide to the Democrat Jay Chen's 47.6%. Now, in the midterm, there was a lot less votes, only 217,426. But again, in this one, it was roughly a 16% win for Jay Chen over Michelle Steel in Los Angeles County. So the Democrat actually performed better in the Los Angeles County by percentages. The rough number of votes gained here is roughly about 4,600 or so. 4,600 net gain out of Los Angeles. But in Orange County, Michelle Steel had a much larger and impressive win in Orange County, where she won 54 to 46% and got roughly 14,000 net votes out of Orange County. And that was the difference between 2022 and 2024. That 14,000 vote gain made up for the 4,000 vote win in Los Angeles. But come to 2024, when you're getting about that 4,200 vote, an extra 200 votes or so in Los Angeles, that margin could easily been made up by the 2022 results, but only winning Orange County by 1.2% and only winning, or 1.3%, and only getting about an extra 4,000 votes or 3,600 votes or so, nowhere near enough to make up the margin of Los Angeles. So when you're talking about 2026, it's going to be a very simple question. When it's Derek Tran versus whoever the Republican will be now that's not Michelle Steel, is the election results more similar to 2022, where Los Angeles County may be going by this margin for the Democrats? What's Orange County doing? Is Orange County an 8-point win for the Republicans, or is it more like a 1.2% win for the Republicans, or is it somewhere in between? And depending on how it is in between there, that could be the difference between whether this race is going red or blue. If this district is any more in Orange County, any more Republican than it was in 2024, you have to count those votes very, very closely, because just a 1 point percentage difference in Orange County may be enough for the Republican to narrowly win. And now, obviously, this district goes more for the Democrat for Derek Tran. If Orange County ends up going for the Democrat, then obviously this race is over, and Derek Tran's winning by a pretty comfortable margin. But this is going to be a very interesting race to watch for in 2026. Again, assuming it doesn't get redistricted, this is going to be a very close one to watch, and I can't wait to keep an eye on this one. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you did, leave a comment below. Tell me your thoughts on any other videos or districts you'd like to see me cover in the days ahead. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please remember to hit like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in a future video.